Track Wrestling here in Pleasant Hill, Iowa with Southeast Polk coach Jason Christenson. Jason, you guys won 4 traditional state titles here in Iowa in Class 3A and 3 dual state championships since 2013. One of the things really unique about your program, the numbers, and you were saying what, like 114?
That's what you're looking at right now. Yeah, we've got 114 on the roster, actually 124, 10 managers in that number, and we have more managers than that, and we're excited to see what shows up on Monday morning.
And when you first got here, what was it, 2003, I think, 2002, 2003?
Yeah, 2001, 2002, and I think that we finished with about 32 on the roster, and then you go through the years, and last year we finished with 84 wrestlers.
So it's not just numbers, it's also retention. What have you guys done to increase the numbers the way you have, and how have you been able to keep them out?
I think it all started probably with just a change in culture of our program, and there's a lot that goes into that. I think we do a lot of special things. Starting tomorrow night, we have what we call the Last Supper, where all our families come in, and we have a guest speaker this year, Coach Miller from Wartburg is going to come down and we eat because we don't get to do that often as a team during the season, and so it kind of kicks off there, and I think it's all the extra things that we do. Probably the biggest thing is our JV program is super strong, and those guys are able to fill in those next years, and having 12 to about 18 seniors every year on the team keeps those guys around. But just starting with the Last Supper, we have a great schedule for our JV kids. They get to wrestle varsity competitions. Everybody gets a chance to compete. Even we send 3 to 4 buses to different places every weekend, so our kids have opportunities to compete. And we've got Singlet Saturday, the first Saturday of the season. Kind of a special thing that we do, and it just kind of travels on from there. It could be the time miles that we do, a regular mile, the backwards mile. We've got the Buddy Carey, the Morrow mile, the Smith mile, the Evans mile, the other Coach Smith mile, and it's just doing unique things throughout the year and getting the kids excited about working hard, and then just coaching every kid in our program.
What do you mean by that?
That everybody has a role on our squad, and regardless of whether they're top of the depth chart or the bottom of the depth chart, everybody has a purpose, and so we're going to get to all those kids. We're not going to give up on anybody, and it's kind of about giving them opportunities, and the more opportunities you give them to be successful, I think a lot of kids are up to the challenge, and they'll take advantage of those opportunities that are in front of them, and so we kind of get them hooked, and they stick around, and all of our coaches care about all of our kids, and every kid in our program gets videotaped. If we have 100 kids wrestling on the weekend, every single match gets on video, and so it's just little things like that, just taking care of them and letting them know that, hey, wrestling's a great sport and we want you to be part of it, and we're not going to give up on you.
Numbers are down from a participation standpoint across the country, and certainly not here. You mentioned the increase in numbers you're going to have this season. What do you think are lessons that other coaches across the country can learn from what you guys are doing, and what other programs that are doing that are having high numbers?
I don't necessarily want to give away all our secrets because that's part of our success is the numbers that we get. But I just looking at it, it's just give them opportunities. Our kids are busy wrestling year round. Our kids go to Fargo. Our kids go to regionals. Our kids are making dual teams, and just giving them those opportunities is probably the biggest thing, and then not giving up on the kids that maybe come into high school who maybe they don't look like they're gonna help you, but it's one of those things where wrestling, we need numbers, and the kid might need wrestling more than you need them on your team, and I think that's why we coach everybody.
Looking at that wall back there, you know, the decorations around here have really expanded in the last 5 years in particular. I mean, Corey Clark up there, your first NCAA champion this year. Alex Meyer, NCAA All-American. Willie Miklas, All-American. Other guys that have gone off to Division I programs. What has happened in the last 10 years that's led you to this, you know, kind of the dam breaking, in your opinion?
A lot of things, really. But first it goes to probably Coach Evans, our head JV coach. He's been with me here the longest. Making a decision, I think it was probably 2007, 2008, where most coaches would say, I want to go with the varsity guys every weekend. And he said, I'm going to go with the JV guys every weekend. And so as my top assistant or varsity assistant, he's not with me on the weekends. He's with our next tier of guys. And I think that was a big catalyst. And then having alumni, Jessamine Smith, come back and, you know, in 2010, being part of our program. And you know, those two have made great strides or been great help in getting us where we are now. And then you add in the rest of the staff from the junior high through the high school. We've been really consistent at being together. The group has been together, I think now, for the most part, since about 2007, with the assistants, and each of our coaches have a role, just like our kids, and they take great pride in our program, and that's kind of where we're at.
So practice starts next week. How are you going to balance this with this many kids, 100+ kids in this room?
I don't know yet. Well, I guess we'll find out on Monday. We'll see how Monday morning goes on the track, and then how many guys show back up on Monday night for practice. But, you know, I think last year we finished with 84. We won both titles, a 3-mat room, and we practiced every day together. I mean, there might have been a couple days that we split practice, but for the most part, our kids are together the whole time. So I think that helps build our team atmosphere, our family atmosphere, as nobody's any different. Nobody gets any special privileges. There's not a practice for the good kids and a practice for the bad kids. We're all together, and it's worked for us. And so, yeah, it's a little scary with that many, but it forces us to change the way we coach a little bit as far as what we're doing, especially early in the year. But I think we're up for the challenge.